Hey, what's up everybody? Eric here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights. Now, as of recording this video, it's Thursday night. I waited all day to find out if we were going to get any updates to this. And as of right now, there's been no updates. We have a couple of articles. We're going to read some quotes, but we don't have any official news on whether or not Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights is going to get renewed. We don't have any official word on that. By time this video gets released, we may know. And I'll find out if I'm right or wrong here. Because I'm going to say, I hate to do like the sky is falling, but I think after reading all of this information, we're going to look through all these. I think I'm comfortable saying that I don't believe the CW is in the market of making superhero content anymore. I just don't believe it. I don't think so. Those days are gone from the CW. I would be very surprised if either Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights gets renewed by the CW based on what we're going to talk about here. So I want to say this again, no confirmation has been made. All right. So, and look, I warned everybody. I warned back when this first happened, when Nexstar purchased the CW in debt and they wanted to pay off that debt by 2025. I said there were going to be some cuts. I didn't believe it was going to be this vicious. I didn't think it was going to be this hardcore. I mean, they didn't just cut, they gutted their superhero department. Nothing. And they got rid of a lot of the scripted people working within CW. So writing's on the wall. Basically what happened today is the fall lineup came out and it's looking barren, y'all. I have to say, we're not going to look through it. It's just basically garbage. It's garbage, 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 garbage. A bunch of stuff that nobody's interested in. Really cheap content with like one interesting show. The rest of it is pretty much just recycled nonsense and garbage, which is weird because in one of these articles, they once again talk about the age demographic for the CW, and then looking at the stuff they want to put out, I'm a little bit baffled. So let's read this first article here. This is from TV Line. There's 3 articles. We have 3 different things I want to read. It says CW boss renewal cancellation decisions on Superman and Lois Gotham Knights Homecoming coming soon. All right. I don't know what's taking them so long, to be honest, to make their decisions. All right. This is the first big like red flag to me. Brad Schwartz says, we love all 3 shows. We'll be making decisions on those sooner rather than later. Superman and Lois creatively is very strong. It does well in broadcast. It does well in digital, but it's expensive. Ding, ding, ding. Remember that word. And doesn't make money for us. Ding, ding, ding. Remember that as well. And we don't have the rights to the prior seasons. You need to have a library for people to find a show, and the prior seasons are on HBO Max, which is now Max. Ding, ding, ding. That's 3 strikes. That is 3 strikes against Superman and Lois. It does well, but it's expensive. Number one, they're broke. Their pockets are accumulating dust at the moment in lint. They don't have the rights to the prior seasons, so they don't even get to make money on, return viewing for Superman and Lois. They don't even make money that way. And all of the prior seasons are on HBO Max, aka Max, meaning that people can't even stumble into Superman and Lois on the CW streaming app. Okay, that tells me right there, just that one quote right there tells me that the writing is on the wall. I will be very, very surprised if Superman and Lois gets renewed by the CW. Now, it could go to Max. There is a very strong argument that Max could take Superman and Lois. Absolutely. Do I think that it's guaranteed? No, nothing's guaranteed. All right. Here's another thing that's a little bit annoying. Superman and Lois finale, CW boss teases cliffhanger, ending amid ominous renewal chatter. The ending this season is amazing. Network president Brad Schwartz gushed to TV Line Thursday at the CW's fall schedule presser in New York. You've got some Lex Luthor in there, so now we know Lex Luthor is going to be in the finale. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the end of the season is great. It's got a bit of a cliffhanger. So he's telling us right now that if they decide not to move forward with Superman and Lois, you can look forward as a fan to a cliffhanger with no answers. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brad Schwartz. I really do appreciate that. Okay, we have one more bit here. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. This is also from today. And it's a lot. We're going to run through this. The CW is moving in a new direction, and superhero shows have had their time. I mean, okay. During the network's upfront today, the CW Entertainment's president, Brad Schwartz, outlined the vision for programming moving forward, and it includes a serious rollback of the superhero shows the network has been championing for the past 11 years in the building of the Arrowverse. So, I mean, there you go, right? But it gets even more complicated here. They were the hallmarks of the CW for a long time, as we look forward to try and make this network bigger and profitable. Frankly, as much as we all love those shows and they had their time, they're not working on linear. So if they're not working on linear, they're canceled. That's pretty much what he's saying here. I don't know why they won't tell us. I don't know why. Maybe they're waiting to find out if HBO Max is going to pick up these shows or what. I don't know. I have no clue. But this, again, nothing here is making me feel really comfortable, Brad. And then it gets a little weird. We're going to get into this demographic thing. He cited the young adult audience not making an appointment with broadcast today. The network will attempt to attract an older audience by getting bigger and broader, which when you look at what they're putting on the network, and we'll see that in a second, what their plans are for the network, that doesn't make any sense either. So either he is just lying about why they don't want superhero media on the CW. He's lying about the money they make from it, which I don't know why he would do that either. Or they're lying about the demographic they're courting. I mean, honestly. Here we go. Confusingly, the average age of the CW broadcast viewer is 58 years. Nextstar's president and chief operating officer Tom Carter shared in a conference call last August, which we talked about that. My theory is that is because they get a lot of viewers during the day. Like, you know, I'd go to my grandmother's house. She would have on TV in the background and it would just run whatever was on, news, you know, soap operas, whatever. If you looked at the lineup on the CW, it was like, you know, Judge Judy and you know, all of these talk shows and stuff, which is ripe for the picking for older audiences. But that's daytime television. So that counts for like 7 to 8 hours a day of programming versus the prime time, which is like 2 to 3 hours in the evening. So of course the numbers are going to skew 58 because that was the programming they were making. I can't believe that they wouldn't assume that that's the case. All right, let's talk about this and then we're going to wrap the video up. Gotham Knights, Superman and Lois, and All American Homecoming are still awaiting their respective fates, with Schwartz indicating a decision would come soon as respective companies analyze the costs of producing these expensive shows. We have to be entrepreneurial in a way when we look at content. We can't write a per episode $10 million check for a show with dragons. I don't think anybody's asking you to do that. Okay, I don't know what show on the CW would cost $10 million per episode. I think the most expensive show, if I had to go out on a limb, would be Superman and Lois. And that show has been at its most expensive. It's been stated to be $7 million. So I think that was for like the pilot, I believe. So the cost is down now between 3 and 5 from what I've read online, and we can dig those numbers up later. But that I remember that being the numbers that we looked at. So 3 and 5 million. So I don't know where he's talking about this. It seems hyperbolic. Okay, here we go. Previewing the 2024 season, Schwartz announced co-productions on Joan, a series starring Sophie Turner as an infamous jewel thief. That doesn't sound like a show for 58-year-olds with Sophie Turner in it. But okay. The Librarians, the Next Chapter, a spinoff of the TNT drama. Okay, so the next chapter, probably a younger group of people. The other Librarian series was probably skewed a bit older, but if it's the next chapter, I'm curious to see, is it going to be a bunch of younger characters? The acquisition of The Swarm, a German eco sci-fi series, which again, I can't see an older audience wanting to watch something about the environment. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that would something they'd be interested in. And Sullivan's Crossing, a Canadian medical drama with Chad Michael Murray based on the books written by Robin Carr. I don't know anything about that show. It's a medical drama. I'm pretty sure it appeals to pretty much all ages. And here's the one where I think just like lies on top of lies about like the audience they're trying to court, right? Schwartz also celebrated unscripted acquisitions like Max Castoff, F-Boy Island. A big, bold, unscripted show like F-Boy Island could really bust through. Now, if you follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric's Reloaded, we watch trailers quite often. So I watched a couple trailers for F-Boy Island because I've never seen the show. It's a bunch of really young people on a beach doing like silly games like Big Brother and stuff from what I could tell. It's about love and all this other stuff. Like, I can't see that being a show that attracts almost a 60-year-old crowd. I don't see that. So where is the 60-year-old crowd content? Where is that content at? Because I don't see it here. All right, look, I'm going to put these articles, I'm going to link them in the description box. But I just want to warn everybody, and we may know already, by the time you watch this video, the news may already be out, right? So I'm going to say my piece on it just in case. I feel very confident that I think that it is the end of the line for superhero content on the CW. I think they're moving forward without it. And I believe, at least I'm preparing myself, that Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights will not get renewed by the CW. And I think that it's going to be up to Max to whether or not they want to continue and you know, move forward with it. I would love it if James Gunn said, hey, let's do another season of Superman and Lois and actually wrap up the story with this cliffhanger that's being used in season 3. But there's no guarantee on that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But for me, I think it's pretty obvious that they're not going to move forward, and I'm just going to accept that fact. If they do, if it is canceled by the time I wake up and this video is out, I will do an update video or a live stream and we'll talk about it there, and I'll invite some people in and we'll chat about it. But look, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you think this to you is enough for you to go, hey, this is it. This is the end of the line for the superhero shows on the CW. Or are you more optimistic? Do you think maybe it could still happen? Maybe they could renew these shows. I don't know. I'm preparing myself for the worst. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically putting on my armor and getting ready for it. I would be really heartbroken if we didn't have any like DCTV shows next year, except for the Penguin. But that's what it looks like is going to happen, which is why I hope Max will pick it up if the CW doesn't move forward with it. But look, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you want more updates, things like this on my channel. Leave a like down below if you're loving Superman and Lois or Gotham Knights, and leave a comment. Let me know what's on your mind and what your thoughts are on all of this. That's pretty much it. I will see everybody at the after party. Unless they do cancel it, then I'll see you live later today. All right, take care.